Welcome to the Steve Reeve Podcast with the best moments from the past week and a few things that didn't make it to air. Monday.
I'm joined here by a friend of the show, has visited many times, always with great tidings and on great events to tell us about and helping out with healthcare in the region. We've got the CEO of the Northern Lights Health Foundation, Vanessa McNevin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Steve. And yourself?
I'm doing very well. I'm very thrilled to be asked to come back again to help out with one of the events for the Festival of Trees, the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party. So I get to come back and host that. That's going to be a great time.
Yeah, we're so thrilled to have you back as our special MC of the evening.
Yeah, exactly. And then so much more in store for the whole festival itself, and that's why you're here, is to talk about everything. I know we just got done with Halloween. We're still figuring out where to throw the pumpkins, but it's already less than 2 weeks away.
Yes. The Festival of Trees starts November 14th to 16th at McDonald Island Park. And
Once again,
can't wait.
The resident location for Festival of Trees, and that includes the Santa's Village that people can go and visit, the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party, as we mentioned, the Festival of Trees Gala proper, where the trees are going to be auctioned off and huge dollars are going to be raised for healthcare in our region. What else is in store for the weekend?
So the weekend starts on the 14th, and that's when our tree viewing opens. So anyone for the community can come in the afternoon, view the trees that will be auctioned off at the Saturday night gala. We kick off the weekend with the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party, true favorite for everyone. We have some really excited changes this year.
Cool.
A few fun activities, a few fun surprises, some great bands. We have some local talent back with us this year, and also some visitors out of town. And then on the Saturday, Santa's Village opens up for our first visitors. Again, some new updates in Santa's Village, some really fun activities and crafts, and ever popular Teddy Bear Hospital. So bring your little teddies down to get some care from some of the great teams of nurses from Keano College. And that's open all day from 9 to 4. And then in the evening, we move into the gala itself.
Yes. Yeah. The big show.
Yes. Presented by Suncor. We're very excited for the gala this year. We have 22 beautiful trees that will be up for auction, and a few extra surprises.
Okay.
To look forward to that maybe guests will not know anything about yet.
Yeah, 22 trees though. That's a whole village, or that's a whole forest. I mean,
it is a forest. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And so for those who might not be aware of how it works and everything, it's people, organizations, companies coming together to donate these trees that have a theme or big prize package sort of involved in them, and then they get auctioned off, and revenue's helping out with local healthcare and making a huge impact. Are there any trees that really wowed you this year? Like any real surprises?
Oh, there's some really great trees this year.
Always are, right?
There really are, and you know what? It's not always about the price that is tied to it. It's
True.
All the heart and the package and everything that goes with it. There's something that is going to appeal for everyone.
Yeah,
I am excited about our tree this year. I will say there's a fun little announcement that goes along with the Northern Lights Health Foundation's tree. But I've got a little bit of sneak peek this week from our team on what the trees are looking like, and there's some incredible ones. So we're so grateful to the community and the sponsors of the trees who have put these amazing packages and beautiful trees together for us.
That's so great, and I really can't wait to see them. It heralds Christmas for me when the Festival of Trees arrives. Stick around with me, Vanessa McNevin, CEO with the Northern Lights Health Foundation, as we continue to chat about what's coming up for the Northern Lights Health Foundation's Festival of Trees. Details at cruzradio.com, details directly from NLHF, but more coming. You're on Cruz Mornings. We're still chatting with the CEO of the Northern Lights Health Foundation, Vanessa McNevin, about the Festival of Trees. Several events coming less than 2 weeks away, which is boggling my brain. But yeah, flagship event, the Festival of Trees Gala itself, as well as where I get to hang out and host and have fun, the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party. But that's certainly only scratching the surface. There are a couple of other ticketed events, though, that I'm aware of, and they're usually really quick to sell out. So, I mean, on behalf of the parents and the families, are there even tickets on sale for the balls?
Yes, so the Super Mom Hero Son Ball is on Sunday afternoon, presented by United Rentals. We have a few tickets left for that one. I think people sometimes think they're sold out right away, but we did release a little bit more, so there is some available. And then the Daddy-Daughter Sugar Plum Fairy Ball is Sunday night. Again, very minimal tickets remain for that. And
but there is a chance.
There is a chance. They are through Eventbrite this year. You can find them on our website under the events section. If you click on the tickets header, you will see it'll take you right directly to Eventbrite. And if you have any questions or having some trouble finding them, feel free to call our office. We can help you with that.
Yeah. I assume there would be, raffles and things happening during the events and different ways to raise money. And the impact is something we haven't really talked about in detail yet. So I know we've talked about it in years gone by, and I know because I get to host the Ugly Christmas Sweater Party, but for those who don't know.
Yeah, this is our legacy event. It's been around for 36 years. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. We do raise substantial amount of funds through this annual event, and we put it on for community too. But the biggest purpose is to raise funds to advance healthcare in our region, to ensure we have accessibility to better programs, equipments, and services. So we're keeping good quality care close to our home for our residents. So our big mission is right now, the focus of the foundation is limiting individuals having to travel down 63 for care so that we can advance what we have accessible here to support the health and wellness of our community. And we can't do it alone, and we heavily rely on the funds that are raised from this event. So we're so very grateful for who takes part every year.
Yeah. I mean, we're a growing community in terms of, we have new people all the time. We have families that are growing and adding new members and putting roots into the ground and sticking around, and generation after generation. And people need care. They need health care. They need to be taken care of. So it's something that we're very happy to be even a little bit involved in and helping out with. So I hope it's a really great festival this year. Once again,
it's going to be great. We're so very excited, and we hope everyone comes out. If you need to find out more information about it, you can find it on our website, and there's a full schedule of events. There's so many more that I can't even list on the radio to come and take part in. There's something for everybody.
NorthernLightsHealthFoundation.ca for some more details and everything. And we'll be talking about it as we get a little bit closer as well right here on Cruz. Thank you, Vanessa, for stopping by again and chatting with us.
Thanks. Have a great day.
It's time for Cruz Music News with Steve Reeve.
Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett of Gorillaz fame are detailing why the new album is as strange and different as it is, and it's due to grief being a large inspiration. Unfortunately, both of the creators behind the fake and animated band very much lost their fathers in real life, and through that grief they were finding themselves. They were taking discovery trips, and they actually took 2 to India. They cited in the interview with The Sun that India is a very interesting place to carry grief because they have a very positive outlook on death. England is just really bad at dealing with death, and in a way, I think this record is in the celebration of celebrating their lives. Very much looking forward to it. The Mountain doesn't come out until next year, though we have had 2 singles arrive so far. Bon Jovi have added some extra dates across the pond as well as here in North America for the 2026 tour. Huge demand has seen them need to add dates in the London Wembley Stadium as well as New York Madison Square Garden venues. This is all in support of the legendary edition of their Forever album. Meanwhile, Disturbed are going on a nice long break. At least that's what frontman David Draymond confirms, says we need one after the 25th anniversary celebration of The Sickness and the tour to support that. Not sure when we will be headed back out. We all need a nice long break. Hope to see you when we do. That's it for your music news this morning. I'm Steve Reeve.
Tuesday.
The numbers are in. We now know how many people watched the finals of the World Series, the Game 7 broadcast. Well, at least in Canada, we know the numbers. I'm sure there's a lot more if you count in everybody in the United States. Even across the world, people were tuning in. But here in Canada, apparently 18.5 million Canadians tuned into Game 7 of the World Series. Unfortunately, to see a loss in the end, yes, but going into the 11th inning, certainly got our money's worth. And that's nearly half of the population as well. We got like some 41.3 million people in Canada. And I was having a conversation the day after with a friend at the bar. We were thinking about, like, what does the count look like? Was it like how many Canadians? What percentage of us? We were thinking probably maybe half for sure. And how do they count that number? Is everybody gathered together in a bar watching counted in some efficient and accurate way, or is it more like averages? And do they do that for the screens at home? Do they just go this many screens tuned in times X number of average viewers per screen? That's probably how it is calculated. I do not know for sure, but still, I think it's pretty safe to say half of us were glued to the screen, and more than half of us, I'm sure, hoping that it happens again in the next season. This is funny to me. There's a group, this kind of a family values group, I guess, 1 million moms, but they're up in arms. They're trying to make a petition happen to clean up the act over there on the unwholesome and absolute bad influence of a show that is Wheel of Fortune. Yes, Wheel of Fortune. It's as clean as can be, but I guess they've started a new category called What the Fun, which, I think that's just funny, but it's all about insinuated, maybe spicier language than you might usually see on there. So there is something to be reacted to. I just don't know if the reaction is really necessary or warranted. You can imagine how upset they'd be if they actually went through with the new name for the show. Wheel of and with a whole side of on top of with game show.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
Richard Ashcroft of The Verve has been reacting to a viral moment that's happened at an Oasis gig. He's been providing support for them, where a fan was Shazamming, trying to find out what the song was as they were playing Bittersweet Symphony. I can feel you cringing if you are of a certain generation. But Richard Ashcroft not worrying too much about it, says we can't be cultural snobs. I see that as a beautiful thing, he said. That's a brand new fan joining the team. Very positive way to look at it. David Byrne of the Talking Heads fame has recently spoken about finding out that he is on the spectrum, the autistic spectrum, and how music helped him to get beyond the things that were holding him back. Therefore, he said he never thought of it as a disability, but I can see that there's a part of me that is like that, and it helped him with social skills in an immense way, and helped him with navigating the fame as well as the musical output of a band that is very, very beloved. Meanwhile, speaking of beloved, the former singer of the Grateful Dead, Donna Jean Godchaux, has died. The band saying her unmistakable voice and radiant spirit touched the lives of countless fans. She passed away at a hospice center at the age of 78 after a lengthy struggle with cancer, unfortunately. That is it for your music news this morning. I'm Steve Reeve. There's a one-of-a-kind event that's coming this Thursday, a documentary world premiere, locally produced, in fact, local everything about it. It's called Rendering Visions, and now, full disclosure, I helped work on this, helped produce it and put it together, but I'm here with the director. Also, full disclosure, the love of my life, Ashley Lawrenson. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
This is a fun thing.
I know.
I get to interview you, my baby.
This is so fun.
I really want to encourage people to come out to this. Of course, we're selling tickets through Eventbrite for this event, but you put it together as director, kind of your brainchild, and obviously film takes a lot of people to put together anything. Tell me about it. It's your first time directing. Were you scared or excited to start?
I was definitely a very big mixture of both, I would say. Yeah. So the opportunity came up through TELUS Story Hive. So they very frequently will do essentially rounds of like filmmaking funding, up and coming local filmmakers to be able to create projects. And they specifically for their anniversary decided to do a documentary edition, but they wanted it to be hyper local stories about the community that the filmmakers were from. So this was right around the time Arts Council Wood Buffalo were starting to talk about the Arts Incubator project. And I thought, well, we could kind of follow along the steps as Arts Council were trying to create this project. So initially, I saw the thing come up. I walked straight into the Arts Council Wood Buffalo office, which was like across the hallway from my office at the time. And I was like, hey, this opportunity's come up. How would you feel about us making a documentary about Arts Inc.? It was yes, absolutely, 100%, which was really exciting. It's the team who put it together, MacGuffin Media. We've worked with Arts Council a few times before, but I've never headed up one of these projects before, so I was really excited to kind of put on the director's hat. And I kept joking about wanting one of those like fancy chairs that says like my name on it.
Absolutely, yeah.
For on set,
which we never did spend the money on.
No, those chairs are crazy expensive, but it's been, oh my gosh, almost 3 years since we initially had that first conversation of what would it look like if we created a documentary.
And it was 2 years ago in early November that we shot the first footage for the documentary that eventually turned into the project that is going to see its world premiere this Thursday. And so it's an hour long, and it's, as you said, it does follow the progress while we were filming of the Arts Inc. project, which is in the old defunct Landmark Cinemas 6, like downtown. That building that's just been sitting there is going to be be turned into this arts campus, but we also were focusing on the artists of the region and,
Yes.
and what do they need, and is this going to fulfill that in some way or not, right? So we've got more to talk about. Jumping back into the conversation with local director, first-time director, Ashley Lawrenson, who's put together, with a lot of help from a lot of different people, a documentary called Rendering Visions, which is going to premiere this Thursday, just a couple days away, at the Suncor Energy Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets are on sale right now through Eventbrite. And as we left off, we were talking about what it's about. It's a documentary about, anchored by the Arts Inc. project that is turning the downtown cinema that has not shown a screening of a movie since 2018, maybe 2019 at the very latest, but now turning into this arts campus. And also more so the artists of the community, the people that are our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers who are, just trying to get crafty in their spare time, trying to pursue a career out of it, whatever the case is. We talked to a lot of different people. So continue on. Tell us more about the discovery of talking to all these people here in Fort McMurray about the artistic life.
We are very remote. We are quite cut off from a lot of things. There is not a lot of places to get supplies in the city. So those were kind of those questions that I wanted to ask. Speaking with some of the artists, it's like, Megan, what do you need for your needle felting business? Kim, how does being in a remote location inhibit your dancers from being able to dance in competition? Akshaya, you are an opera singer,
In
like
Fort
a classical
McMurray,
opera singer
right?
in Fort McMurray. What's next for you? What does that look like? So it's a huge passion project of mine. Obviously, I have an accent. I'm not originally from here. I moved to Fort McMurray almost 20 years ago with a plan to stay for 6 months because my dad got a job in the oil sands and he's like, well, I'm not leaving you behind in New Zealand. It's been almost 20 years and I still live here. And one of the biggest reasons for that is the arts in this town. And so I wanted to find out if other artists are here for the same kind of reasons as me. And you mentioned the new Arts Inc. building is going to be in the old Landmark Cinemas. And one of the questions a lot of people asked throughout the documentary process was, why do you feel like you're the best person to be telling this story? And 2 of our team members used to work in that cinema when it was Mix Cinema 6, and you're one of them.
That was my just past high school job.
Yeah. And
That was my, just finishing high school, working at the 2 theaters at the time. Now one of them is Kiam Park.
Yes.
And the other one is turning into this Arts Inc. building. Yeah.
Exactly. And you mentioned we were filming 2 years ago in November and it was so cold. One of the things that people will learn through the documentary is the building had a roofing issue. They didn't have the heat on in the building at the time.
2 winters, 2 summers with a broken roof leaking into one of the theaters.
And it's a question I get asked constantly by people. They're like, oh, you're filming a documentary about that old building. Did you get to go inside? Yeah,
that's the first thing we did.
That was the first thing we did is we joked so many times. How fun would it be to shoot a horror movie in here?
I'll tell you, this is your interview. I'm talking to you, but I will tell you right now, that was an incredible trip for me. And I'm so glad to be able to share what that experience was like because it's now changed. They've worked on the project. The inside has been prepped for renovation construction. So it's not in this state anymore. But when we did film there, it was like a post-apocalyptic, disgusting, destroyed, left as it was, posters still on the walls.
It was like
the marquee still said Bohemian Rhapsody.
It was like a scene out of The Walking Dead.
It was a frozen place in time, literally, because it was so cold they didn't have the heat on.
It was like the marquee still had Bohemian Rhapsody, Mowgli. I think The Last Nutcracker was one of the other ones, and we're
bizarre.
Walking, so strange.
Come on out! It's going to be a once of a kind, a really unique night out.
The film's only an hour. You don't have to stay for the Q&A. Show up right at 7:30. Take your seat. Watch the show. Head on out. It's going to be a great time. Learn some stuff about your community and your neighbors and your friends.
Tickets are available right now. Eventbrite.ca. Just search Rendering Visions. You'll be able to find the world premiere right there. Tickets not even all that much money, so come on out. Ashley Lawrenson, director of Rendering Visions. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Wednesday.
I've been barely able to plan a few days in advance, it feels lately, other than the things that are already on the books. I managed to squeeze it in yesterday in a very busy day, but I got a great haircut. It felt good getting out of the chair. It was one of those. But it did make me think. This isn't a complaint, but I'm always caught off guard by how many hot towels there are where I go. You know the spot, but not a complaint. I should remember for next time. I just always forget. But it's like the Fred Armisen Parks and Rec meme. You know, it's sit in chair, hot towel. Hair washed? Hot towel. Oil on face? Massage on neck? Straight to hot towels. All done? Believe it or not, hot towel. And I think that should be a part of a lot more services that we get. Don't you? I think that would be great. Getting like your shoes polished, getting your clothes tailored or something. Yeah, hot towel. Why not? We are asking the big question we just did at the start of the hour. What is something you always have the worst time trying to remember? Remembering is remembrance, a big theme for the month of November every single year. But I've got something that you probably are forgetting to do. I know I am. Grabbing change to put into the poppy tray so you can actually take a fresh poppy. I got to remember to actually put the money into the pocket so that it can then come out and go into the tray and help out with the Legion's Poppy campaign for the year. And beyond that, once you've got your poppy, you may be struggling trying to figure out, well, what the heck do I do to keep it attached to me? I mean, this is something that we go through in life every year. But some of us out there in the world have already just got the solution figured out. We got the most amazing voicemail here to help everybody out.
Hey, dude, if you're looking for something to secure that poppy thingy, talk to your girlfriend/spouse about those little plastic clips they use to hold dangly earrings on. They slip on really well for poppies. Do that all the time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. I'm saving this voicemail forever.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve Podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
A former manager of Guns N' Roses has got some beef with the band, particularly frontman Axl Rose. Allegedly, there has been some interference with Alan Niven trying to release his biography called Sound and Fury, Rock and Roll Stories. Both of the ands just stylized as N with an apostrophe after it. They managed to squeeze two into the same title. But apparently it was set to be released middle of this year, pushed back to September. Now you can pre-order it, but expected to be shipped in March of next year. Now, rumors building towards the idea that Axl Rose might be working to block the book from coming out. That's what Alan Niven has been suggesting, insinuating, without actually really coming out and saying. He says, I think what we have here is a failure to appreciate. I see what you're doing. The cynical side of my brain also thinks maybe the band isn't doing anything and this is all just drummed up to try and get a little controversy in there, get some sales out of it. I don't know for sure. Maybe just a speculation. But there is no question about the fact that the Deftones and Dickies do want your money with a new merchandise collaboration. There's t-shirts, hoodies, and more available as the Deftones have joined forces with the iconic brand. If you're looking for some items, they're going to be up there in price, but they are already available to order as of this week. Meanwhile, Bob Dylan getting an honorary doctorate. Professor Bob Dylan, Dr. Bob Dylan, from the Berklee College of Music. In response, he says, what a pleasant surprise. He was recognized for an extraordinary influence on modern music. And of course, they will be doing a celebration in tribute for the moment. That's it for your music news this morning. I'm Steve Reeve.
Transmission over. Want more Steve? New podcast episodes happen every Friday, or just tune into the Steve Reeve Show. Weekday mornings starting at 5:30 a.m. on 100.5 Cruz FM.